The Civil War could not have been negotiated. And yes, it was because of slavery, but it was also money and government. It was all of those things. But I heard that statement that the Civil War could have been negotiated, and I thought, hmm, that would have meant that maybe some of my relatives might have gotten freed and the others would have remained slaves, and that would be the negotiation because I'm not sure which it would have been. Um, In 2016, I wrote an article saying I might be slightly racist with misogynistic tendencies because I came to recognize that we possess systemic biases. They're about gender and about race, ethnicity, all those things. We all have them. And until we can look at that and decide to do our shadow work and move through them, we don't create the kinds of lives that we want to have. And then we don't create the world that we want to see, because this is what's occurring now. When I started in 2021 and I created my program, I said, I'm going to do 4 weeks to your best life because I said people are going to want to know who they are. They are going to want to connect to their authentic selves. That means that that self, that part of you that's connected to God or source or all that is, because that's who we all are. Except over time and over civilizations, we don't always get there. It's always a one step going closer to that. Some people talk about going to oneness. Well, we're far off from that, but we're moving through an evolutionary change in our world right now. And it's going to go on through all of this year. And this is why all of these things are coming up. When I talked about this, I said the purpose of all the work I'm doing is to guide people to who they're meant to become, where they can own themselves and let go of all the old ideas that told them they weren't enough, that told them they didn't matter, that they weren't equal. You know, I had to look at that. How did I start to believe that women weren't equal? Well, that was what was demonstrated. That's what was taught to me. Why did I have things about racism within me? Same reason. It was taught to me. But fortunately, my grandmother helped me with that when I was about 9 years old, and I came home and I said something horrible about white people. And she says, "Oh, well, no, you won't do that." I said, "Oh, okay." She started to get me more corrected. That's what we all can do. But it doesn't happen if we just kind of allow things to continue on in our thinking within us and in our society. So at some point, we have to just say, wait a minute, shouldn't all people be equal? Shouldn't all people have rights? Shouldn't all people deserve to live a great life? And I believe that's what it is. My spiritual beliefs, which many of you might have known because I channel and receive information, and that was the information I was given, that the work that I'm bringing into the world during this time is causing people to know who they are. It's causing them to love who they are. And the more of us who do that, then we start to see a very different world. But that takes a while. It takes a while within each of us. Listen, I'm 73, so it took me a long time to get to this place where I can look at people and say, yeah, you're okay. Yes, you have worth and value. Yes, you deserve to be in the world. And the more of us who do that, then we start to see something different. And I recorded something and I'll put it out later because we're going to move through some other challenging times in this next year, and especially in the United States. And I said, we're going to have to make a choice, and we're going to choose between love and fear. You see, when we're choosing love, we're choosing to love who we are and our inherent right to exist. And then we start to give that to others. But when we choose fear, that means that we're not willing to go through and move through all the blockages that have been preventing us from recognizing and owning our importance. And then we can't do that with others either. That's where our anger comes from. That's where our hatred and all those things come from. But the more of us who start to change that trajectory and start to put something different into the world, then we have a very different world. And that's how I'm spending the rest of my life, is doing that. And I got to tell you, I'm having the best time of my life because I'm working with people from all over the world now who are coming together and saying we are uplifting ourselves so that we can do that for the world. And it's the best feeling I can possibly tell you to be with a group of like-minded people who know that this is what we are doing, and the only way we can do that is when we become our best selves. So, yeah. We all can do it if we choose. See you soon.